Hospitals in Gaza are in desperate need of more blood donors. Doctors warn blood banks are running low because of the increasingly poor quality of blood from malnourished people. Medics say starvation has made a lot of blood unusable. Hani Mahmoud reports from Gaza City.
With the healthcare system on the brink and hundreds of injured daily, this tiny stock of blood could be the difference between life and death. But there's almost nothing left to give.
Many donors who come to the department are suffering from malnutrition due to the ongoing humanitarian crisis that has persisted for over 4 months. This significantly affects the safety and quality of blood donations. In some cases, a donor may already be anemic, and when they donate blood, they could lose consciousness within seconds, which not only endangers their health, but also leads to the loss of a precious blood unit.
Just arrived to a Shifa hospital emergency department, and judging from what I'm seeing, I've been to other remaining somehow functional health facility, but this one got to be the busiest one with lots of people, overcrowded here with many of the surviving family members injured on the floor of the hospital. Many of the people here, as we're seeing, they're begging for help, begging for doctors to check on their family members who have been injured.
He did lose all of this blood, and if his blood pressure comes down, we would start giving him blood.
Doctors are still treating people, they are still doing surgeries, but there is no blood to give to save lives, and not just because of the bombs, it's because of the blockade, because of the starvation of all of Gaza that we're seeing all of this chaos happening at the hospital.
Because of the lack of nutrition that we've seen in the population of Gaza, it has been very difficult for people to be able to donate blood readily like they did before in the past.
Just really quick, we saw this man coming in a rush inside the blood bank, asking for blood donation. He is giving the blood to help his cousin who is inside the emergency ward. Doctors told him he is in need of at least 3 units of blood, and now he is speaking with the blood bank technicians who just told him, you just look frail, you look too weak, and it's not possible for you to donate blood. These are the things that Palestinians are going through these days, not having the ability to help their closest loved ones. It's hard to believe that what you're seeing on the counter here is not nearly enough to half of the cases reported yesterday and today inside the emergency ward of the Shifa hospital. This is not going to be enough. The supply is running down. It will be very difficult to have it available for the ongoing pouring injuries inside the hospital.
We are in urgent need of large quantities of blood units, which are currently unavailable in Gaza. Due to the widespread malnutrition, civilians are often unable to donate blood. As a result, we are appealing to the international community to urgently supply blood units from outside Gaza.
Even Gaza's best intentions are running on empty. The bombs are taking the lives, but the blockade is taking the ability to save them. Hani Mahmoud, Jazeera from Gaza City, Palestine.
Well, for more on this, we're joined now by Dr. Tarek Loubani, who is an emergency physician and medical director of Gila International in Gaza. He joins us from Khan Yunis. Thanks so much for being with us here. You are obviously in the thick of things there. Can you just explain how the shortage of blood donations is affecting your ability to treat patients?
As you know, blood is life. And so without blood and without adequate amounts of blood, we make decisions that endanger patients all the time. There has not been a single day since I've arrived, and it's been now 2.5 months, that we haven't, at the very least, come very close to running out of blood. And I would say that the vast majority of days, probably all but 2 or 3 of them, we have fully run out of blood. There have been many times when I have a patient in front of me who is very salvageable, very treatable, and all I need is a couple of units of blood to get things moving forward. The blood doesn't just have to come, it has to come on time. And so when we send families to donate units of blood, very often they're not able to get it to us in time to save the patient. I've lost far, far too many patients, especially little children, because of the lack of blood.
Do you have any specific examples of that happening, the worst consequence of the lack of blood that you're just not able to get at this point in time?
I cannot get out of my mind one of the cases in which a 1.5-year-old boy was right in front of us with a tiny little wound that happened to hit an artery. That meant that he was bleeding quite a bit, but not so much that he had to die. And all we needed was a couple of units. He was small, he was 1.5 years old, tiny little boy, obviously malnourished, and all he needed was a little bit of blood. However, it was a tent massacre, and so every single member of his family had died. As a result, they weren't able to donate blood, and by the time we were able to find somebody to go and donate blood and bring it, we could see that even if we gave him blood, we weren't going to be able to follow it up, and that blood could be used to save somebody else. We had to sit there watching a little boy who we knew was savable, was treatable, die in front of us because we couldn't give him the one thing that he needed.
Just beyond tragic, stories like that one, and all too prevalent as well. Remarkably, though, people are also still donating blood, even though they're facing starvation, as we saw in the story just before. But their blood cannot always be used. Can you just reiterate and explain exactly why that is?
Lots of our patients have donated blood multiple times far too quickly. The gold standard is that you're supposed to donate blood once every 2 months, just about 8 weeks. And yet that's not what's happening. The people who can donate blood, for example, if somebody's involved in a family tent massacre, they might have 7 or 8 members of their family who need blood. They'll go and donate 2 or 3 units on the spot. A week or 2 later, they might have to go and donate another 2 or 3 units. The body cannot build up the red blood cells, which is the main part of the blood donations in these traumas, quickly enough. And so very often the units end up being unusable because what's in them is not sufficient quality.
And just finally, can you just talk us through about the risk of hepatitis spreading? Because we know that there has been a huge number of cases since the start of the war. How is that impacting donations, and is there any screening at all for that at this point?
No, the screening is absolutely minimal. The Palestinians are doing the best that they can. However, to screen for hepatitis, you need chemical reagents. The chemical reagents are not available, and the Israelis will not allow them in. So, of course, the Israelis kill Palestinians directly and they kill Palestinians indirectly. And one of the indirect ways is to trigger these epidemics, such as they're trying to trigger right now. We've seen Guillain-Barré syndrome, a paralysis syndrome. We've seen lots of viral infections. We've seen meningitis. And of course, we're seeing hepatitis as well. Completely preventable, completely unnecessary, and completely led by the Israelis.
Dr. Tarek Loubani, thank you so much for your time. We really do appreciate it. That is Dr. Tarek Loubani for us in Khan Yunis.
Don't miss out and get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.